Felipe and I want to welcome you to my channel. Now, today we will talk about sign your guy is not that into you. So, let's dive into this video. So, when we desperately want something to be true, it can be very easy to convince ourselves that it is. When you like a guy, there are always going to be little things here and there that you can interpret as signs that he likes you back. Even if there are far more warning signs telling you the opposite, and you've probably got some lovely supportive friend who tell you even you are right. When you tell your mates about a conversation you've had with a guy you like, they are likely to tell you that yes, that eye contact that he gave you does mean that there is something between you two. Mostly because your friends think you're awesome and can't understand why anyone else would think otherwise. So that's something you should take into consideration. Now, with the help of our friends, we are pretty good of convincing ourselves that there's something there with a guy, even when it's blindly obvious that he's not that into you. It's our way of staying firmly inside of our hopeful bubble because we think that's the best place to be in. While we are there, things are pretty exciting, if a bit stressful and very up and down. And we think that holding on to hope means that there is still a chance that things could happen with the guy we like. But I'm here to tell you that this bubble isn't the best place for you to be. In fact, the sooner you can burst and get down to earth, the more likely you are to open your eyes to other amazing guys around you. And stop wasting your time and energy about worrying about a guy who is not interested in you. So, if you are looking for a wake-up call, I'm here to tell you that you found it. This might sound like tough loving places, but that's just what you need to stop spending hours analyzing his text messages and move on with your life. So, I want you to watch the following sign that is not into you, and if you watch many of them, so it's time to say goodbye. So, the first sign is he never contacts you first. When we like someone, we all try to play it cool, but most of us tend to fail, whether male or female. If he likes you, he will be really keen to talk with you whenever he got a spare minute. If he like you, you will be on his mind and he want to know if he's on your mind. Okay, it works like that. But if it's always you who making the contact first, that's a sign. While he's happy to chat to you if you initiating, but he's not keen enough to reach to you. So it's a red flag. Now, the second sign is that he makes you wait. Okay, so there will be always a chance that he might just deluded enough to think that playing it cool is going to work. And if he waits like 3 days before returning your text, you won't be able to resist his charms, and there might be all kinds of other excuses. But basically, if he consistently trying to play hard to get by waiting for hours or days before responding to your messages, even when he reads them, he probably just doesn't want to talk to you that much. So that's it. Now, the third sign is he cancels repeatedly. If the two of you are dating, then the odd cancellation is legitimate. If he tells you his parrot has died or his grandmother is sick or he has got cold, then just believe him. Sometimes life goes crazy and we don't have time to see people no matter how much we like to. But if he's cancelling on you repeatedly and not making sure to reschedule for the very next possible opportunity, that's a big warning sign that you should running for the hills. Now, the fourth sign is he blows hot and cold. 1 minute he seems super interested in you and is really affectionate, and the next he just not. Chances are that the keen moments occur when he's feeling lonely or insecure, and when he's back on and even kill you'll serve your purpose. until the next time his ego needs a massage. Now, if he's trying repeatedly pick you up and drop you, he's not the one for you. Now, the 5 sign is you are always the one who making the plans. Just as you are always the one texting him first, you are always the one to suggest that the two of you should do something together. He's happy to agree if he's not got other plans, but he's not going to make an effort to organize things with you or think of ideas for date you might enjoy. And it's a big warning sign. If you doubt his feeling, speak to an experienced relationship expert like me or someone from my team. You can click down below and schedule your phone call, and we can help you to figure out the situation so you can understand what is right for you. Now, the 6th sign is a flirt. If he charmed you with his flirting skill and confidence, chances are he wouldn't be shy about asking you or telling you how he felt about you. So, if he's not doing either of those things, you are safe to assume that he was just flirting with you without any intention of taking it any further. Now, the 7th side is never shown a shred of jealousy. Now, of course, the last thing you want is to get involved with a jealous and possessive man. That's type that's going to try to control you or incapable of trusting you. Of course, just no. But a little jealousy here and there is actually a very good sign. After all, if you see a guy that you are dating speaking to another woman or hear him mention an ex, you are probably going to feel a least bit of jealousy. If you want to test the waters to see if he's into you or not, you could try mentioning that you're going for lunch with your best guy friend and see what is his reaction. Now, the 8th sign, he breadcrumbs you. Breadcrumbing is when a person doesn't really like you but still want to have someone around for moments when they need company. They want someone to be on the back burner. An excellent example for it is if he tends to watch your Instagram stories or like your post online to make sure that you are still thinking about him with a minimum of effort from his part, while never actually properly getting in touch with you. Now, the 9th sign is you don't get his full attention. When you are together, he always got an eye on his phone or is looking over your shoulder at the pretty waiters. Everyone can seem distracted now and again if they've got something big going in their life, taking up their headspace. But if they are consistently don't seem to be really in the room when you are together, you can safely conclude that you are not a priority for him. Okay? Now, the 10th sign is you haven't met each other friends. He has neither bothered to introduce you to anyone that's important to him or made an effort to meet any of your best friends. If he seems to make an effort to keep you separate from his friends and hasn't shown any curiosity to meet the mates that you are constantly telling stories about, he's probably not planning to get serious. Now, the 11th sign is you can think of any nice things that he's done for you. If you like him, I'm willing to bet that you have already made countless little gestures that would prove it to him if he was open to them. But he is not, and he hasn't reciprocated. If you sit down and think about it, you can think of one nice thing that he's ever gone out of his way to do for you. Now, the 12th sign is you don't really know anything about him. If he hasn't opened up to you at all, that's not a good sign. If he keeps conversation superficial and you are yet to see any cracks in his armor, it's not such a good sign. Now, the 13th sign is he doesn't really know anything about you. He doesn't know anything about you because actually he didn't ask anything, because he's not interested. He doesn't remember the things you volunteered about yourself either. Conversations tends to be pretty banal and focused around him, with him expressing no interest in your day or life events. That's another red flag. Now, the 14th sign is he asks you for dating advice about other women. And wait, before I continue, if you like this content and you want to help you personally figure out your situation and what's the best to do, you can schedule a call with me or someone with my team down below the link. We will come back to you and help you with your relationship. So the 14th sign is ask you for dating advice about other women. This one should be fairly explanatory, but if he's asking you for tips on his love life, he's just not interested in you. Trust me, he's not just trying to make you jealous. You are well and truly in the friend zone, you can be sure in it. Now, the 15th sign is he told you that he's not looking for a relationship. Yes, I know, people sometimes aren't looking for a relationship, but suddenly meet the one and fall in love anyway. Yeah, it happens. But actually that doesn't happen very often. More often than not. If he's not looking for a relationship, it doesn't matter how amazing you are not going to change his mind. Other warning signs are if he tells you that he just wants to see where things go, or that he's focusing on his career now, or that he wants to work out on your friendship before taking things to the next level, blah 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 blah. He might even believe that this stuff is true, but if he really liked you, then none of that would matter that much. Now, the 16th sign is your relationship is pretty much entirely based on sex. You never see each other if sex isn't involved. Most of your interactions occur late at night, and sex is pretty centered on his needs, not on yours. Now, the 17th sign is you couldn't turn to him if you needed his help. You wouldn't feel comfortable reaching out to him if you were in a tricky situation and needed a helping hand. Now, 18, you just know it. This is the 18th sign. If something deep down inside of you telling you that he doesn't like you that much, then he probably doesn't like you that much. So your intuition might be right. Don't squash those feelings down. Listen to what your gut is trying to tell you and move on before your heart gets hurt. Alright? Now, it's not going to be easy, but in a few months you will look back and thank God you didn't waste any of your energy more on him, and find it hard to remember that you ever even liked him anyway. The 19th sign is he doesn't hold your hand in public. Guys who are into you feel proud and happy to have you in their life. They like to hold your hand in public or even put an arm around your waist to show the world how you mean to them. But if you are dating an introvert, you know that they don't usually hold hands in public that fast, but eventually with time they will open up as well. If your guy doesn't hold your hand at public at all, even through much time passed since you two have been together, then it's one of the signs in his body language that is not that into you. Okay, so if you are come this far, I will assume that you really like this content, so you should consider definitely subscribe to this channel down below to see more videos of me. And if you want to take your relationship to the next level, you definitely should schedule a free call with me or one of our consultants to check if we can help you take your relationship to the next level. That's it for today. I was Felipe, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao.